Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? A gracious good morning to you, good people. It's your girl KB. You know what I do, and you know why I do it. It's Thursday, October 3rd, and it is 2:40 in the a.m. I have a lot to say this morning, but first, I want to thank God for waking me up, and I can't get any more basic than that. Thank you. The gift that I was given this morning was opening my eyes, and then it just keeps on. Or he just keeps on giving. I have the activities of my limbs. I'm in my right mind, although some may question it, which I'm going to get into in a minute. I'm going to send shouts out Saturday morning because my week has just been, I'm at my maximum saturation point. I share consistently that I don't suffer fools well, and I've had my level of foolishness for this week. So the wick is short, light with care. That's where I am this week. You know, I have a whole new appreciation for pastors this morning. Okay, that being said, let me get into the statement about being clothed in my right mind or clothed in my right mind. I have to look up what the exact phrase is because I've heard it both ways. And we have a penchant for holding on to things that aren't correct. So I'm going to look that up because I need to know now. I share my schedule, my daily routine. I want to say just as much as I share my faith because people want to know, you know, or they'll ask about, how do you have time for t-shirts, work, this, that, and the other? And I say, I don't really have enough hours in the day. I make do. Amen? And a lot of us know what it means to make do. I make do. You know, I allocate time here, I allocate time there. That being said, my schedule is pretty crazy. The fact that I'm recording at 2 a.m. in my office. But I do what I have to do. And I have to do this. Right? It's like, people say, well, what do you do at this time of morning? Sometimes I catch up on my paperwork. But most of the time I catch up on my prayer work. Not that I have to catch up. I want to do it in abundance. Amen. So that's what I do in my office. And, you know, I hear, that's crazy. You're crazy. And when I hear that, I'm not going to lie, I get a little irritated. But I also say, they said the same thing to Noah. They said the same thing to Moses. Yeah, Solomon, Joseph, Mary and Martha. You know, when people tell the story of Lazarus, I'm sure that, you know, I hear or they heard, you're crazy. That didn't happen. And, you know, whenever most people hear the story of Lazarus, you know, they want to debunk it by being very literal, right? But there's no other way to take it. I mean, we can go figuratively, you know, discussing Phoenix and the other, you know, mythological creatures. Like a phoenix rising from the ashes. We're more apt to believe that than to believe the resurrection, right? But I want you to think about in your life, how many times you've been lifted, elevated from your most messiest mess. How about that? I got people being peoply in your messiest mess. How many times have you been pulled out from the muck and mire How many times have you been cleaned up and set right? Yesterday I encountered a young lady who thought, it's cool to just be verbally abusive. Although she had a legitimate need, the request for relief came out very nasty. And finally, about the third snappy response, I had to say, well, just because you're upset does not mean you get to verbally abuse people. And they went on to, talk about how they knew this, that, and the other. And the whole question was about turning on a fan. But the outlet wasn't working, so I'm testing the outlet. I tried that. It's not working. Okay. Cool. I get it. Just because it didn't work for you doesn't mean it's not going to work for somebody else. Which I managed to set up and get it up and running. And when they said, well, I know how to do this, basically, I'm paraphrasing, but it was like, it's not rocket science. And again, I had to, hey, I wasn't questioning your intelligence, but I am now in the fact that you continue to be nasty and you think that's going to get you help. And they had to stop, because I don't think anybody's ever told them they tolerate, or they run around. It's like negotiating with a toddler having a tantrum. Not going to do that. I want to set a very clear boundary and let you know what your options are. And my boundary was, and I told this person that, I would prefer that you not speak to me if you could continue on in that tone. And it's like, I know they were upset about something else, but it's like, sweetheart, that's not it's me. That's an issue. As an issue for you. I'm amazed at the level of people being peoply. And given what I do for a living, it takes a lot to amaze me. But somehow, when people run around thinking for other people, anticipating the needs of other people, basically being codependent to other people based on the noise that they're making, you're feeding the beast. That's my question. Are you feeding the beast?